Lesson planning for the first week of school is not fun. So why am I singing? I'm hot and I'm tired and I'm ready to go home, but I'm recording a video for you. Boo. Hey guys, it's Monique, and today I am going to be talking about my first week of school lesson plans. So, if you don't know, I am a kindergarten teacher. I live in Ohio, and my first week of school is next week. And so I just want to give you guys a little bit of background of what has happened before my first day, and then go from there, okay? So, before the first day of school, we have had open house that Monday, so I've had a chance to meet my students and their families. Then that Wednesday, kindergarten at my school does orientation. So the rest of the school starts, but we do an orientation. So a lot of the parents do bring their kiddos, so I get a chance to see their faces again, but then I get to talk to the families all about what they're going to expect in kindergarten. And then my students come that Thursday. So I only have them 2 days, Thursday and Friday, and then I have them the whole next week. So with that being said, I'm going to show you my first 7-day plans. These are all subject to change. I kind of over-plan, so don't think I'm going to get through all of this, but I've said this before and I'll say it again. The most important things to me the first weeks of school are establishing relationships, expectations, routines, and procedures. You are going to feel like you are repeating yourself 1,000,001 times and repeat yourself 1,000,001 times again. If you do not establish those things at the beginning of the year, something is like poking me. It is going to make the rest of your year so much more difficult. So every single day I am going over my expectations with flexible seating. Every single day I'm going over our classroom rules. Every single day I'm going over what it looks like to walk in the hallway, what it looks like to be in the bathroom, what lunchtime looks like. Every single day for probably the first 2 weeks or so, or until I feel like my students really understand we are spending a great deal of time talking about those things. Now the conversation kind of shifts from me telling them to them telling me, right? So the first couple of days I'm telling them about what it looks like to go into the bathroom, but then I might ask them, so what does it look like to go into the bathroom? So it doesn't seem like I'm just yelling at them and yapping and I'm like their annoying mom. No offense, mom. So just keep that in mind. It's a lot of read alouds. It's a lot of just talking to them and listening to them and them listening to me and building those relationships. So I'm showing you all of this stuff, but again, I may not get through all of this, and I might do a video at the end of the first week to kind of show you like what I got through and what I didn't get through if I don't die. But just don't think that you have to do so much. I like to have over plan because you also want to make sure that you have all your together, right? You don't want to be like screaming and trying to find things. So that's why I like to over plan. So I am going to show you what I have. Okay, so here I have literally laid out the first 7 days. I know that this looks like a big hot mess, but we have Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that is what I've done, and I'm going to show you what this kind of looks like, okay? Because I know you all are going to ask. Whatever I can link, I will link. Some of it I just have hard copies of, and I don't know where it's from, and I'm sorry, but I'm sure you can find something similar if you really, really want it. So if you want something that I'm showing you, it will be linked below if I know where it's from or where I got it from, okay? So there's that. The first day of school, my kids are not going to start with morning work. They're not going to start with anything. They're going to come in and sit down, and we're going to talk about just our classroom. That is going to take up most of the morning. But when I am done with that, I do have a morning work activity for them, and it's going to be kind of similar to that each day, but I do want them to get used to taking morning work out of a basket and sitting down and doing it. So it may not be the first thing that they do, but they will get into that routine because that's also when they eat their snacks. So I do use fine motor tubs as morning work in my classroom, but I'm not going to be introducing that until mid-September. And also, I sometimes don't do fine morning tubs because I have like a hard copy of something that I actually want them to get to. So to kind of explain that again, when my students come in the first like week or so of school, they're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk about, okay, we're gonna practice hanging our book bags up, putting our green folders away, and grabbing our morning work. And then we're gonna do that all together as a class. Then by maybe Wednesday, Thursday, they won't come in first. They'll just do that whole routine first. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So my morning work for the beginning of the year is really simple. It's a coloring page. So I found these coloring pages and I think that they're really fun and really simple and just something that doesn't require a lot of instruction, and it allows me just to kind of get time to see where my students are at before giving them something that they may not be capable of doing yet at the beginning of the year. The activity that I have planned is for them to draw a picture of themselves on the first day of kindergarten. I use these pictures to go over how to properly use them. So I have a different picture of each thing. So they will color the picture of scissors, and then we'll talk about scissors. Oh, I hate that my nails aren't done. We'll talk about scissors and how to properly use scissors. This is something fun and new that I added this year. I just found it, and I can link below where I found it. But basically it's just kind of like a kindergarten version of a icebreaker. So we'll talk about this together, and then they'll fill this in for me so I can look at it later just to remember some things about them. Another fun way for me to see what they can do as far as writing their name. And then finally, something else that we will do is the mosaic name piece. So what I have is I have these strips of black paper cut out, and I'm going to write all of my students' names on here, and then they're going to use these color papers and rip them into tiny little pieces and stick them on their names. So I'll write their names with white crayon, and then they'll rip these up and stick them on there, and it helps with their fine motor skills. Okay, so here we have day 2, which is going to be Friday for me. Again, that really simple, easy morning work activity, although they won't be walking in and doing this. We will sit down together as a class, go through our routines, and then I will have them grab this. Here's another one of those pictures where I will show them, like, we'll talk about crayons and how to properly use crayons and things like that, and like not to break the crayons, not to throw the crayons, not to smash the crayons on the ground, not to stick the crayons up your nose, not to eat the crayons, and all that good stuff. So we'll talk about crayons. Then we will read No David. We'll read David Goes to School, and we'll also read No David, and then we will do a No David craft. And this craft is from right there, if you can see it, and I will link it below. So now we are on to Monday, my 3rd day of school, my first full week of school. I will still have my kiddos come in and sit down as a class and then go through all the steps and procedures just to kind of see how they're doing with it. So this is our morning work. This is the rule procedure type activity that we'll be talking about for the day. So we'll talk about the bus and how one behaves on the bus and not sitting and being quiet when the bus driver asks to be quiet. And then we'll color this picture. We're going to make a My First Week of Kindergarten hat. This is where that's from, and I will link it below. And then we are going to talk about what it means to be kind and what it means to be unkind. I really like this activity because it comes with anchor chart headers and these, so it allows me to do it as a class and then for them to do it individually. Oh, there's my masters behind there. Good thing I'm doing this video. All right, and then because I want to start getting into some, curriculum type things, we'll read Chester the Brave and the Kissing Hand, and we will do this activity for math that day. So it's just practicing the number 1. Okay, so now we are entering into our 4th day of school. At this point, I'm kind of hoping that my kiddos can come in and put their book bags down and put their things away and get their folders put away and things like that on their own. So I won't have them all come in together. I'll see how it goes. I may have to adjust. Based off of how they did the 3rd day, I might say, I'm not ready to do that. Or I might say, yes, they are completely ready to do that, and then they might do it, and then I might be like, oh, I made a mistake. Play it all by ear. So with that being said, this day I'm also going to start adding a little bit more content and curriculum and things like that into there. So I also plan to get into doing my centers the next day. Now, centers are really simple at the beginning of the year. Literally, the very first day, I'm just going to have them practicing walking in a circle from center 1 or wherever they start to their next center. That's all I want them to do. Then after that, I might put something really simple, like blocks at 1, Play-Doh at 1, nothing too complex, nothing that's going to take them a long time to clean up, just to get them used to playing with something, cleaning it up, and moving on to the next one. Then, adding on to theirs. So do everything at your own pace, see how your kids are doing. So anyways, I'm on my 4th day, but yes, I am adding a little bit more content at this point. So here we go. We're on day 4, which is Tuesday for me. Yes, Tuesday. So our morning work, we'll talk about books and how to respect books. And then we're going to start learning our seconds. So our seconds, what? Our letters. So we use foundations at my school, and we do move a little bit quicker through foundations than foundations suggest, but we do follow the letter guide. So we will start with letter T, and these pages are made by, oh, who's that? Oh, that's me. Yeah, so we'll do that. And then we will do this All About Me craft that I actually created. My dad helped me create this. Thanks, Dad. I really love this craft, and I also love it because it offers so many different hairstyles and even more than what's shown right here. So I have not prepped this yet because I don't know what my kiddos look like. And then we'll do this number practice, very similar to the one we did before, but working on letter number 2. Can I talk? And then finally, our school is a Leader in Me school, so we will start to talk about the 7 habits. These lessons come from the Leader in Me website, so I can't share these, but if you are a Leader in Me school, they are available to you. Me again, so just want to give you guys a little heads up. So I am on day day 5. So at this point, I've kind of talked about centers a little bit. So I am going to include an activity at centers that I really want them to try to complete. So I'm not doing guided reading right now. I am just walking through centers and helping them. So at the math center, they're just gonna have like a math game, maybe a math puzzle. At my guided reading table, maybe I'll just have some books or something for them to read, or some like magnetic letters for them to play with. At the word work center, maybe I'll just have like Play-Doh and they can just form letters and things like that. So none of my centers are like, this is really what you need to get done, except for one, just to get them used to having a task and completing it and turning it in. So just wanted to tell you that. So we're on day 5, which is Wednesday. Morning work. Letter T review. These are from, oh, their name's not on it. I'll see if I can find it. But I'm pretty sure these were freebie. But then on the back, we added this on there. It's not from the same person, but those are from there. We'll talk about glue, how to properly use glue. This is actually Lauren's. I just stole it from her to give her to show. We all split up the crafts that we do. So Lauren is prepping the Pete the Craft for us. So we'll do Pete the Cat, and we'll read Pete the Cat. We'll work on number 3 from Chester the Brave. Another Leader in Me activity. So this is from the Leader in Me. And then this is the activity that I'm going to be adding to centers that is like their have to get done, okay? And this is made by me, and it is a part of my seasonal word walls. And this one is our summer one. And so what I included in there is a write the room. And so I took those seasonal word walls and I cut them. And so I will tape these around the room, the ones that correspond with this one, and the students will walk around the room, find these words, and trace them. So just something to really get them starting to look at pictures, look at words, see that pictures have words and blah, 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 all that good stuff, and getting them used to writing and also completing an activity at centers time. I'm gonna move a little bit quicker through some of this just because it's all you're kind of getting to understand it. So morning work. Talking about paper, how to respect paper, not crumbling it, not tearing it, blah, 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 blah. We're gonna work on letter F, fun, yay. We're gonna do an All About Me book. We're gonna work on number 4. And I will have another write the room activity at one of their centers. Day 7, last day. So morning work, working on letter F. Review from yesterday, the previous day, and then it has that on the back, on there. We're going to work on some numbers, so they are going to, this goes along with Chester the Brave too, so they're going to cut these out. These are super tiny, so we'll see how this goes, and then they're going to have to match it with that many. So put 1 there, 2 there, 3 there, you get it. So I might put this at a center. I haven't decided yet. We're going to work on number 5. Another write the room activity for centers. And then I will be sending this home to them, and this is a part of our goal setting. So this is actually something that I've created, and my students create personal goals for themselves, and they do this at home with their parents. They create the goal, they track the goal, they do all of that with their parents, and then at the end of the month, we review our goals. I can link this below as well. So right now I want to show you some other things around the room that we'll be doing that don't have hard copies and things like that. And also keep in mind, we're singing throughout the day. We're going over calendar routine too. That's not included in there, but we'll be going over our calendar. I'll be adding little bits and pieces to calendar each day. Again, like I said, They're not just doing all paper things. During centers, they're gonna have blocks and all those fun math things and Play-Doh and painting and all that type of stuff that I can't show you hard copies of, but all those great ideas. They'll be doing that. They'll be cutting. They'll be working on their fine motor skills, all that great stuff. And then also, we will be creating a classroom goal. So let me show you what that looks like. Every single month, we create a classroom goal. And this idea stemmed from Leader and me. And so I have anchor charts for these for each month. So we'll create a classroom goal together as a class, and we'll track it together as a class. So we only will have a week to complete this goal, so we'll of course make it something really simple. In creating those goals, I kind of guide the kids in making them, right? So in my mind, the goal is going to be getting unpacked independently without Miss Waters' help. And I know that they can probably reach that goal, so that's why that's one of our goals. I mentioned before that our school has a PBIS system. These were made by my amazing friend who does not have a Teachers Pay Teachers, but she should. So we will use these anchor charts to go over our 4 school rules. So rule number 1, be respectful. Oh, these aren't in order. Oh no, be safe. This is rule number 3. Be you. And be responsible. So we will go over how to be respectful in the classroom, in the cafeteria, in the hallway, in the playground, and do that for all of them, so on and so forth, right? We'll also be reading so many fun books that week, that first week. These are not all the books that we'll be reading, but these are some of my favorite ones that I absolutely love. So we'll be reading those. I was gonna move my garbage out the way, but real life teacher stuff. So we'll go over our classroom day, our routine, and all that other stuff, and I'll use this arrow. This is really helpful for kiddos who are like struggling or having a hard time so that they can kind of see, okay, this is where we're at the day. This is the end of the day. I can make it, right? These posters are what I use to go over our flexible seating. So I will pull these out every single day. So I just have them up here by a magnet so I can take them down easily and we go over them. We will also at some point pick leadership roles. So I just use these by number. Obviously their numbers are not by the leadership role that they will have. Do calendar routine. This is what my calendar looks like at the beginning of the year. Ignore the wrong month, okay? So the only things I have up there are the months, the calendar, and attends frames to start adding how many days we've been in school, and our 100s chart to mark how many days we've been in school. That's all we do. Later on, I'll start adding shapes and numbers and all that other stuff, but I just want to keep it really simple at this point. Social studies this year, I'll be using Lanisha and Naomi's social studies, so we will read this Welcome to Social Studies ebook that they have. I'm so excited. So that's something else we'll be doing that I didn't show you because we're just going to do the ebook version. And look at my fun social studies bulletin board. I'm really excited about this one. Let me step back so you guys can see it. I want a world map, but that's all they had at Target. Target, get the world map back. So yeah. I plan on taking these anchor charts down and just having the one that we're talking about and maybe having some of the work that they've done that goes with it displayed on this board. All right, guys, so hopefully that was helpful for you. Hopefully it was helpful to kind of see what I'm doing. Again, there is no exact right way. I think the most important things you can do is routines, procedures, expectations, and relationships. Those are so important that first week of school. But hopefully that was helpful just for you guys to kind of see an idea of kind of what I do. If you follow me on Instagram at It's Monique's World, at It's Monique's World. I wrote it somewhere. I will hopefully be talking about each of my days in my story. So if you're interested to see how they're going, see what I got through and things like that, watch my stories and I'll talk about it there for you. But yeah, that's kind of it. So I really hope that this was helpful for you. Thanks for watching, you guys. For more of my videos, make sure you hit subscribe. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Love you guys. Bye. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking that picture of me up in the left-hand corner. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Love you guys. Bye.